Alright, if I'm playing this corner as a CT, I can flash myself around the corner, take a look. I'm aiming above and to the right at the top of this exposed brick, so somewhere around there is fine. Doesn't have to be perfect, just get it out there far enough that I'm not going to flash myself as long as I'm along this wall here. And also, make sure you don't peek around that corner until you're ready to peek, because it's not necessary to show yourself to throw that properly. And that flashes the bad guys looking at me, and obviously does not flash me if I'm in the right spot. Okay, I can molly the short plant by aiming above this mark here, or all the way up here is even better. Anywhere about in line with that is fine. Doesn't have to be perfect. And that actually is never gonna, that's always gonna be perfect like this, where it blocks them from planting anywhere here or from entering the site. Nice and easy. Now I could, I mean, if you aim just above that mark, that works as well. It's just now you got to be a little bit more accurate with your aim, otherwise you might clip the edge of this box here and it wouldn't be perfect. I could molly the safe plant here. I don't know if it's necessary as a CT, but to do so, I'm just aiming to the left side of this downspout, about the height of those two marks, somewhere in there. Just run forward, bounce it off the wall. Now it sends it over here, but I don't know if that's all that useful, because it does block them from entering the site, but they could plant right here, so... but it is easy, so there it is. And just to molly and nade the big pit, I'm coming over here where I can see this part of this tree in the background. For the molly, I aim up to the pipe above it, and for the nade, I aim down to the roof below it. For the molly, I run forward and throw immediately as I start running. The nade, I just run forward, throw it before I hit the wall somewhere. It doesn't have to be perfect. Nice and easy. Alright, I forgot a couple of nades that I like to do from here to throw some damage towards different parts of the site. Aiming below the downspout. Just run forward, bounce it off the wall. Try not to show myself too much around that corner. And just send a nade back here. Do some damage anywhere in this area. Or if they're trying to push up on me around that box. Nice and easy. Or I can just aim right here. Right about this part of this mark here. Above, there's a hump there and a hump there, and then just up to that part right there. Again, try not to show myself too much, but get it out there pretty far so I can do a little bit of damage. This guy's trying to plant here, or, you know, in this area here. And the next spot I'm going to throw stuff from is sliding along the wall till I can see about half of that cross on that wall there beyond the corner here. So I'll line it up about like that. Now if I can't see the cross because I'm smoked off, I can come here, look at just to the left of this, the edge of this brick right here, and just come to the wall. Now I'm in the same spot. Okay, from here I can molly the short plant, aiming right about here, and then up to just below the wire here, and run forward and jump throw when I get back to the roof. Somewhere around there is good. That'll either catch the edge of the barrel there just like that, and that'll be perfect placement, or if it goes a little further, that'll be perfect too. I can molly the balcony by crouching and aiming right here. This little dot right here. Right there, which is just below this little triangle. And below this little mark is this little dot here. You got to get the height just perfect, so that's what I'm using that dot to line up for. Maybe a tiny bit to the left of it just to be safe, that if I'm not lined up perfect so I don't bounce off that wall there, but that's a real nice spread. Now I can do it just while standing, and the exact same throw is aiming right about here. Above the triangle is this little dot here. Just a little bit below that and off to the left, somewhere over here is perfect. The height has to be perfect, because if you're much lower, you're going to hit that roof and bounce back in your face, and much higher, and it will not work. Very small margin for error there. And okay, smokes. I'll smoke the short plant, or not short plant, but short, by aiming right here. Above the triangle, there's the dot, and then above that is a very faint dot. And aim just to the right side of that very faint dot, which is nice and easy for me to see. I don't know if you can see it, but for me it's easy. That goes great with that molly. And I think that's really nice placement on this smoke. And I can smoke the balcony door by aiming right here, crouching and aiming to the left side of this triangle, halfway down the triangle. stand, jump throw. That'll go behind the door every time. Nice and perfect. Or I can just simply smoke the balcony by aiming just right about there. Nothing special there, just no further right than that. And that, you see, it's the same as if it goes past the barrels. Still mollies all this stuff over there. This blocks off the door and looks like that. Okay, on to the flashes. If I got a teammate pushing up ahead of me that I got to make sure I don't flash, I can aim right about here. Then up to about the midway point between these wires. Or I can aim, just a little bit left, somewhere about there, and then crouch and aim just below that wire right there and jump throw. Or if I'm just flashing for myself, I aim right about there and just below the midway point between the wires. No higher than that. Okay, so for a teammate, and I guess I'll do this other one too. That's a different way to do the same thing, and no higher than that for this flash for myself. Okay. You see how one's like really perfect? That crouching throw. But otherwise, that wider one's obviously going to hit more spots, and those safer ones are safer for my teammates. And my running underhanded jump flash, I'll aim right about there. Run forward a little bit, mouse to jump throw. And that's nice and easy. If I want to make it even easier and so that it's like just about perfect every single time, the exact same way, I'll aim right about here and run shift walk forward until this cross is just leaving my screen, and maybe a little tiny bit after that too. And then mouse to jump throw. No earlier than that. Just so that it gets over this roof, and it's you can throw it a little bit later, and that'd be even better, or it'd be just as good. So it flashes in many spots as it can. All right. Oh yeah, and then this flash here, aiming somewhere around here, on the side of the shutters here, and jump throw a flash for the top of that roof. It doesn't flash my guys until they're around this corner, but it does flash all the spots in the site. Back here, up here even, just not behind this tall box in a few spots. One more spot I'll throw some stuff from is lining up just like this here, where I can see the corner of this gate just past that corner of the building right in front of me. So right there, and I'll aim right about here, just to the left of this dash. Aim up to above the wires, run forward and jump there when I get back there. This is the Molly the short plant. Same thing as before. If it's a little bit shorter and it hits the barrels, that's fine too. It'll be just as good. And the Molly short, I'm aiming just a little bit above the left side of this vent. Run forward and jump throw by the time I get to the bottom of the vent, bottom of the rafter there. Any lower than that, I'm going to hit the roof. And then I'll block off the choke point nicely, and if I'm lucky, it'll spread here to the hay a little bit so I can put some damage on these guys as they climb up there. It just depends on the RNG. Might not spread back there. Crouch, aim just above this little dash here. No lower than that. Higher is fine too, but aim right about there, stand and jump throw. And that's that balcony Molly again. Really nice spread again. Well, usually it spreads down there. That's weird. Okay, on the smokes. Actually, no, there's a pit Molly I can do. Just making sure I'm lined up properly and aiming perfectly, which is right here, right in the middle of this black spot, right next to the downspout. And if I'm positioned perfectly and aim perfectly, I can do this every single time, nice and easy. But if you're off a little bit, one way or the other, if it's too low, it'll bounce back at you. Or maybe it'll land on this ledge here and only burn half the pit, or it'd be too high and it won't do nothing. Just so practice it before you try it in comp. Okay, aiming above this Stonecutter symbol here, right about there, I can smoke short. Jump throw, and that goes great with the balcony Molly. This is that same smoke again here. For sure, same placement. Yeah, that's what it's supposed to look like. And a simple smoke for the balcony. Just aiming right about here, just to the right of this dash on the roof, and then just above the roof. Just like that is fine. This is that same smoke again here. Okay, on to the flashes. Flashing for a teammate. This one here, up to the middle of the wires there. And jump throw. For myself, aiming on the left side of that mark, just below the midway point between the wires. No higher than that. Here, no lower. Here, no higher. Perfecto. Same reason to throw either of those as before. And the running underhanded jump flash from here is just underneath this part of the end. Just run forward a little bit, mouse to jump flash, and peek it. Nice and easy, but if you want to do it the perfect way, just lining up, aiming right about here. Just to the left of this stuff, to the right of that little mark there, somewhere around there. Shift walk forward and jump throw is just before that gate is completely disappearing from my screen. Nice and easy. Perfect every time. And one more flash, just aiming off to the left of the shutters, right about that height, to pop off the yellow roof there. And this is about the same as the other one before. It doesn't flash my guys till they come around the corner, but it does flash these sight positions.